let's talk Harry Potter, because I saw the most amazing news just today. The original director, Chris Columbus, who directed the first Harry Potter movie, and I think he's always stayed involved in the Harry Potter franchise. Because now there's this jubilee, right, of Harry Potter. It was like 20 years ago that the first movie premiered. So they're celebrating that. There's going to be a reunion with the core actors that played in all these Harry Potter movies, so that's going to be cool. But Chris Columbus has said there is a lot of material, leftover material, that we cut out of the first movie, The Philosopher's Stone, or The Sorcerer's Stone, that nobody ever watched. And this is actually good stuff because we tested it out in movie theaters. So what normally before they premiere a movie, they have these test audiences, and they will show a rough cut of the movie, and then they will have inquiries or question lists, and people will say, well, hey, I didn't understand this plot point, or I need more information about this character because he came out of the blue, or stuff like, well, the movie was too long. And apparently, according to Chris Columbus, when they did the research on a 3-hour version of The Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, the feedback that they got from parents was that the movie was way too long. The feedback that they got from children in the test audience was, the movie is way too short. I think the movie right now totals about 150 minutes, so it's long. I mean, that's 2.5 hours. That is pretty long. It's actually, I think, the longest Harry Potter movie. But it never felt like that. And I'm pretty sure that if you've seen that first movie, you don't remember it as being long at all. In fact, when I saw it in theaters, I saw this when I was studying in Rome. And I was very much behind on the hype for Harry Potter. Because I was studying in Rome, I kind of missed the boat when it came to the books. And so I caught up, and while I was in Rome, I went to the only theater that I could find that had English-spoken, non-dubbed versions of the popular movies. So otherwise, I would have watched, Harry Potter e la pietra filosofale, or something like that. But thankfully, there was this one movie theater where they had the English version, maybe with Italian subtitles. I don't recall. But anyway, I thought that movie just flew by, and then I read the book, and I was like, wow, there's so much more in the book that we did not see in the movie. So I always remembered the movie as being short. Well, it turns out I actually was right. There was a lot of material that they cut from the original, 3-hour version because people were concerned that it would be too long for families. And, well, a family, of course, is the children. They were all like, give us more. But also the parents, they pay for the tickets, right? So that's the demographic you have to please. So according to Chris Columbus, there is, for instance, an entire plot line featuring, what's his name? Peeves, who is like this ghost, and he's pretty important in the book, but he was completely left out on the cutting room floor. It's a little bit like Tom Bombadil in the Lord of the Rings movies. He's nowhere to be seen. Originally, they wanted to include him in the story, but, well, he never even got filmed. Hopefully, actually, they will reintroduce Tom Bombadil in the series that they're currently producing for Amazon, for Prime Video. But the material for the Harry Potter movie was filmed. I'm not sure if the special effects were done, but that's not a problem. Actually, I can imagine that if they would re-release this never before seen version of Harry Potter, and they would refine almost do like a special edition where they could also redo some of the special effects or brush up the special effects that at the time were pretty impressive, but now some of them, not all of them, but some of them look a bit dated. I think that people would go out in droves and watch that. So I always wonder, when someone as high profile as Chris Columbus says something like that in public, that's not a spur of the moment thing. That is probably because he is already kind of preparing this to happen. Remember the Schneider cut of the Justice League movie. He started to mention this. Well, there's actually a version of this movie that isn't half as bad as the one that you've seen, and I'm willing to put it together. But he deliberately put it out there so that the fan base would rally and together started putting pressure on. I think that's also Warner, isn't it? Anyway, so like there is money to be made here. There is a demographic that will buy this movie, will watch it. So that's ultimately why they decided, well, let's go ahead with this Schneider cut, even though maybe they didn't think it was such a priority. But this is unfortunately an industry where it's mostly about money, ultimately. Sure, it's a creative industry, but whether something creative will get done or not, that depends on how much money it will bring in. So I am super excited. And then there was this other rumor that they wanted to make a movie version of The Cursed Child, the theater play that was written about Harry Potter and the others 20 years after the events in the movies. And the current actors would be the perfect age for that story. So I've never read the script. I've never seen the production. From what I've heard, it is pretty bad. And it's a very far below the quality of the Harry Potter books. But I'm thinking if they could do a movie version, then of course they can also fix the things that don't really work in that story. So I'd say go for it. I like what they do with the Fantastic Beasts stories, but that's exactly how I say it. I like it. I don't love it. It's not like I've rewatched those movies time and again, which I have done with Harry Potter movies, and I have reread the books multiple times. I'm just not interested in the Fantastic Beasts universe. It's just not working for me. And of course, maybe that will also get better over time, but with the kids from Harry Potter, you have this established franchise that a new generation will love, but also the older generation will go watch it out of nostalgia. This has marked the childhood of so many of us. And in my case, it wasn't my childhood. It was my younger years as a priest. But I would still really, really love to go back and almost go back in time and re-experience the excitement that I felt when I saw that first movie.